Hey guys, welcome back. Turbo2 here today. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Game Awards. I do this every single year. Usually I do it of the show itself. I haven't done that in a while. But I usually try and do sort of a predictions and casting my votes sort of video. Just to mainly raise awareness so that everyone goes and votes. And just to show off and talk about games I like, etc. There are a lot of categories this year. It seems like every year they add more categories. But the Game Awards are on December 10th, which just happens to be the launch of Cyberpunk as well. But with that said, Cyberpunk is not in any of these categories, which is their own doing. They delayed themselves pretty hard and missed the Game Awards now, which means that starting right off the bat with Game of the Year, it should be an easy clap for Ghost of Tsushima. Now, just to explain further, I'm going to be sort of giving my vote for which game I enjoy, and then also a prediction of which one I actually think will win, because those don't always line up. Because, just because I like a game and I think it should win Game of the Year, sometimes different games will win Game of the Year that I don't enjoy or as much, or games that I haven't played, etc. But for me, and I think in general, Ghost of Tsushima should easily win Game of the Year. The only reason it wouldn't, and you see this a lot with PlayStation IPs, is because they end up going against each other. So PlayStation makes exclusives that pretty much always are contenders for Game of the Year. But when they release multiple in the same year, like God of War and Spider-Man or Tsushima and Last of Us, you end up having two against each other. And since they're console exclusive, you pretty much only have PlayStation fans or general gaming fans voting for their PlayStation games. But if all PlayStation fans vote only for the PlayStation games and they split their votes, half and half, and then meanwhile everyone else votes for, a non-PlayStation game, it ends up that game wins more even if, these two had more votes, but it was split between them, that sort of a thing. So like Ghost and Last of Us could easily not win just because half the community goes for one and half goes for the other. But I do think Tsushima should easily win Game of the Year. It's by far the best experience of any of these games. Hades I know is really good. I haven't personally played it. And I've played Doom Eternal and it's great, but Doom Eternal, it's Doom. Everyone likes Doom, but I don't think anyone would say Doom is, beyond innovation as far as Game of the Year goes. It's a good game. But Tsushima was just like a perfect game for gamers the whole way through, for the gamers out there. So I really think Tsushima should win Game of the Year, and that's where my vote's going to be going. But moving on to the less serious ones, Game of the Year can really go any way. The Game Awards seem to be that like every year they almost just vote for the one that's the most popular anyways, which I don't know what that would be out of these. I think Tsushima should win. I think it will win, but I could easily see them giving it to Last of Us. But I think that those sort of awards for Last of Us should be saved for the performances. But that said, it could go really anywhere here, but I do think it's hopefully Tsushima. And game direction, I'm going to have to go the same way. This is a remake. I still would like to say that I don't think remakes should really win much of anything. I think they should have their own category. If that is a category, I don't know. But, best remake, that's fine. But to give awards to a game that is a re-release of a game that already existed, it's just, it shouldn't go against new innovative titles like these. A VR game I also don't think can stand up against these, even though it is probably the best VR game on the market. But for direction, I'm also going to have to go with Tsushima. Back in the day, Last of Us probably would have won that, but the current Last of Us, not so much. Best narrative, again, a game like The Last of Us is probably very likely to snipe that, and with this one, it could easily be Last of Us. But with best narrative, I didn't play Hades. As far as I know, it's just like a dungeony, top-down brawler kind of game, though it does look really good. And I haven't played Sentinels or the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've played the original. But as far as best narrative goes, I suppose I'm just going to go Tsushima again, but it could be easily any of these games. There's no way Tsushima wins all three of these as well. Like, they'll probably give them Game of the Year and then, spread some other awards out. That's usually the way it goes. Or if they snuff someone for Game of the Year, like they did with Red Dead, they usually at least give them, best performance and stuff like that, which they'll probably do for Last of Us. And art direction, I haven't played Ori, and Hades does have a nice visual style. I, again, have to go for Tsushima. This is just like a Tsushima video now. But if you haven't played or seen Tsushima, in my opinion, having played many, many games over the years, it's probably the most consistently eye-appealing and enjoyable just to look at game the whole way through. Like, visually stunning, especially considering it's last gen now. The most visually stunning thing I've seen. The Last of Us has very high fidelity like graphic models, but as far as enjoyability, like to just look at, colors and environments, and the whole game of Tsushima is just gorgeous. So direction, we're gonna go with Tsushima as well. And just the fact that it can run on a PS4 is also extremely impressive. There's a lot of, moving parts in that game. Best score in music. Here, I really could go either way here, but I'm going to go with Doom Eternal just for my own personal music tastes. I don't know what Hades is like. It's probably close to Doom Eternal, but I'm going to go with Doom Eternal for that one. And I think they'll probably win that. It shouldn't be very hard. And best audio design. I haven't even played Resident Evil 3, but I know that it has good audio. Horror games usually do have really good audio. But for me, The Last of Us 2 had extremely good audio. As far as that goes with that game, that was designed very well. The audio of, like the enemies who, if you've played the game, whistle and stuff like that, and you can hear where they're like whistling to each other around you, and the tension rises. The score works very well with everything you do in that game. I think The Last of Us 2 deserves that one, and hopefully they win that one. But again, it could go really anywhere here. And best perform, they always use the worst picture for Abby. Every time Abby's in something, this is the picture they use, and it's always awful. But best performance, we've got Ellie, Abby, Jin, Hades. I assume the villain of Hades, and then Miles Morales here. So Laura Bailey as Abby. I actually really like Laura Bailey. I just very much dislike Abby as a character. But Laura Bailey is very good, and both the performances here are extremely good. So is Jin Sakai's. I think with Jin, him being like a samurai, the performance itself comes out as this sort of, he's pretty flat because he's doing just the serious, flat samurai sort of thing, composed all the time. Whereas I really do enjoy Ellie and Abby's performances. Just out of personal choice between the two, I would go with Ellie. This is another one of those ones where the vote will probably be split because, these three here, you can go either way, especially these two here. Like, if you're thinking, oh, I want to give my vote to Last of Us 2, now you have to pick between two, and then that splits the vote. But I haven't played the new Spider-Man yet, sadly, because PS5s don't exist in my corporeal dimension, and they're impossible to get. But hopefully soon. I don't really expect anything to come from Spider-Man that will upstage performance from either of them. So that's what I'm going with. It could be either of these. Again, I don't know. Hades, sadly. Games for Impact. These are usually all indie games. Spiritfarer looked really good to me. Haven't played any of these games. Just going off of what I know about all of them. I know this game's good. I know this game's good, and I haven't heard of any of these. It's kind of muddy the water to sort of just throw a vote randomly, but I'll just send it towards Tell Me Why. I'm pretty sure that's an Xbox exclusive, so maybe Xbox will win an award for once, but who knows. Best ongoing. It goes to games that are like still going, updating and playing. So usually it's BRs, but right now we've got Apex, Destiny, Warzone, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. So gross, even worse, god awful, Fortnite, and then No Man's Sky. So somehow I almost find myself wanting to vote for No Man's Sky. I don't know really how that happens. But as far as ongoing game, Destiny I know is doing good steps, but right now, community-wise, I also know that most of the community is not happy with where the game is at. I just think they're kind of doing a long con towards being in a good place. But I don't play Destiny, and I haven't played Apex in quite a while, and I'd rather die in a fire than play Warzone, so I'm going to have to honestly vote for Fortnite. Don't tell anyone I did, but that's what we're going to go with just because at least they update their game and keep content rolling. I can at least respect the grind of the developers. I don't enjoy the game myself, but they keep people playing it. So, best indie, we have Carry On, no idea what that is. Fall Guys, no idea what that is. Hades, Spelunky, and Spiritfarer. And I'm going to go with Hades on this one. I would like to go with Spelunky 2, but I haven't tried it yet. Spelunky 2, as far as I thought I played Spelunky 2 like 6 years ago, but apparently that was just the first one. So, they've been just chilling with that game for a long time. But I'm going to go towards Hades, and I easily think Hades wins this. Fall Guys could win it because, Big Chungus funny Reddit moment, but hopefully Hades wins that. Best mobile game, yes, the bread and butter of the awards. We have Among Us, COD Mobile, Genshin, Legends of Runeterra, and Pokemon Cafe Mix, which I've never heard of. So I'll have to whip up my phone after this video maybe, but I'm surprised Pogo's not here. They're usually always here, but I guess this must just be... I don't really know, because a lot of these are old games, but it's going to go to Among Us, obviously. I think Genshin is a better game. It's just a gacha game, but Among Us is fun. As far as I can tell, they're going to keep that game going and like updating and stuff, so I'm fine with voting for Among Us, and I think it easily goes to Among Us. Just, that's pretty straightforward, I would imagine. And best community support, we have Apex, Destiny, Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valorant. And this is described as recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media and game updates and patches. So interacting with your community and updating and keeping stuff like that coming. So Apex does none of that. Fall Guys updates once every 8 years. Valorant is pretty much the same. They never put out any content. Fortnite keeps that shit rolling, like I said. And Destiny 2 has a very good roadmap and a really good plan. So I think of the two deserving, it would probably be Fort and Destiny. But I'll send it to Destiny just because I know they just dropped a big expansion and they've had a set plan and like a set roadmap for a long time. Whereas I'm pretty sure Fortnite's kind of like ending here soon. That's what I've pretty sure what the word on the street was, but I don't know. Best VR game, I think just has to go to Alex. Dreams is a really good game, but I think like for a curated experience that should be like an award-winning experience, I think Alex gets that. Dreams itself is a feat just to exist, but that's where I'm at anyways, so Alex gets that one. Innovation in accessibility is easily The Last of Us 2. None of these other ones should even be up here at all. If any of these other ones win, it's just a tragedy, I would say. But if you don't know how the accessibility in Last of Us works, definitely look it up. There's a lot of videos about it because it is a marvel of like design. You can play The Last of Us 2 start to finish if you're blind, deaf, like you can do that one hand or all of the above. Like The Last of Us 2 is incredibly made as far as accessibility goes. Like that's not an exaggeration. You can play the whole game fucking blind. So definitely look that up if you've no idea what I'm talking about. But they should get accessibility for sure. And now we're getting into the more normal categories here. So these are just going to be like head to head, the best of the best in their category. I know this is a long video, but they keep making categories. I don't know why. There's unlimited categories. So best action game. We'll try and roll through these ones a little fast because we're going to see a lot of the same faces here. The best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. For me, it's Doom Eternal. Hades could easily win that. So could Neo, but for me, it's Doom Eternal. Best action and adventure. I have to go with Tsushima. Valhalla, I know is really good. Spider-Man, I always got to support. I love Spider-Man, but with Miles Morales not really being, a full title, I'm going to go Tsushima on that one. Star Wars was a great game, too. I'm actually kind of amazed that was this year. It doesn't feel like it was this year because that was, before... lockdown and everything happened, so that game I guess was this year, but I'm gonna go Tsushima. And best role playing, I've not played any of these except for Genshin, but Persona can take my vote because I've always been impressed by that game, and I think Genshin probably wins that just because of the sheer amount of people who play that game, but Persona could as well. Best fighting game, another genre I don't really dabble in at all, but of these games, it's either Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. I think that's how it's always going to be. But Smash not being here, it has to go to one of these two. So for me, it'll be Mortal Kombat. Best family game, for the best game appropriate for family play. We've got Animal Crossing, Crash, Fall Guys, Mario Kart, Live Home Circuit, Minecraft Dungeons, and Paper Mario: The Origami King. Minecraft could snipe this. Fall Guys probably will snipe this. I'll probably never mind. I was gonna say I'll probably throw it to Animal Crossing, but then I remember that you physically cannot play Animal Crossing in co-op with your family because it's designed like dog shit. So I'll probably have to go. You can't really play Fall Guys with your family either. I get that they mean I don't know. It's best. It says for family play. They mean rated E for everyone kind of a thing. But of these games, ones you can actually play with someone with you on the couch on one console. You can with Animal Crossing, but you're gonna have a bad time. And you can with Crash. This is we all know what Mario Kart is. It's either Minecraft or Crash, and for me I'm gonna go with Crash. Minecraft Dungeons was pretty good though. I enjoyed it anyways. Best sim strategy. I don't play any of these games either. I guess probably Microsoft Flight Sim will win this. That's probably the most impressive of these games. But Desperados 3 I know is really good as well. And yeah, like I said, I'm not really versed in this category, so I can't say much. But I'll go with Flight Sim. Xbox has to get their wins where they can. Best sports racing for the best traditional, non-traditional sports and racing game. Voted in 20 categories, everybody. All right, Tony Hawk. We're going with that one on that one. The rest of these games are fucking laughing stocks, and then these are racing games. But I'm not a racist, so I don't really play racing games. So I'm gonna go with Tony Hawk. And best multiplayer, we've got Animal Crossing. God no, it's not best multiplayer. We have Among Us, Warzone, Fallout, and Valorant. Personally, I'll go with Valorant, even though I don't think I've ever enjoyed my time playing that game. But it could be Among Us or Fall Guys easily. Sadly, it could also easily go to Warzone. But I could see Among Us taking this one. But for me, I'll go with Valorant. Oh, boys, Content Creator of the Year. They didn't contact me. I don't know what happened. It must have got lost in the mail, but mine's not up here for some reason. The only people I know here are these last two, and it's almost hurting me just to look at them. So really, of these people, I don't have a vote. So I know who Elena Pierce is as well. I got nothing, because whoever I click on, morally, I hate all of them. I'll just click on the blonde girl. Why not? Best debut game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio. Carry On. Again, I don't know what that is. Mortal Shell I've seen. Phasmophobia. Roki and Raji. I guess probably Phasmo will win this, right? I personally don't enjoy that game. I think it's Jank City, and it doesn't really appeal to me at all. But I think of these five, it's the only one that the name I even know besides Mortal Shell. For me, Mortal Shell is impressive. It's a Souls-like, but Phasmophobia probably wins that. Best esports athlete, boys. We're getting to the good shit now. Could not care less. We'll vote based on game here. The one CSGO player, we'll go for that. Best esports coach, we'll go with the CSGO player again. Best esports event, the Katawis is a good time. Katawis. Best esports game is probably either Valorant or CS. I think in the current climate we're in, it's Valorant, but League probably wins this, to be completely honest. But calling any of these other two an esport is a bit of a joke. I think Valorant should take this, just as being just a better CSGO. But CS or League most likely does. Best esports host. Do I recognize these people? I like Alex. He's a good lad. We'll go with that. I like Discount Gyllenhaal, though. I've never seen half these people before. Best esports team. I thought I already did that one. What did I vote for? Coach and player. All right, we're on team now. We'll roll. These are all awful. League, COD, Overwatch, and Dota 2. Good lord. We'll just go with the Dota 2 team. And that's all the categories. Would you look at that? So it's been mostly a Tsushima show today. I think hopefully voted in all categories. I think hopefully it's also a Tsushima show on the 10th, and they take home a lot of awards. I think they take most of these except for the narrative one. The performance one. Because the performances in Last of Us are very good. I just think the game itself, not so much. But again, that is a very divisive game, and it could easily win Game of the Year just for the sheer fact that so many people are very adamant about that game one way or the other. But hopefully it's Tsushima, Could be Doom. It should never even be considered to be Final Fantasy VII. Could be Hades, but it's pretty unlikely an indie pulls that one. Animal Crossing, I would be amazed if Animal Crossing won Game of the Year. You can even compare Animal Crossing to like The Last of Us and Tsushima, I don't know, and Doom Eternal. But we'll see. That's my votes. Took 20 minutes, but that's my votes. If you guys want to vote for this, you can just Google the Game Awards, or I will put it in the description, and you can check that out. If you want to yell at me about any of my votes, tell me how much of a dumb jackass I am, you can come over to my Discord. That is also in the description. And I tried to keep it pretty straightforward. I don't know some of these games and stuff like that, so I easily could have voted for, not your favorite game or not a great game, but that's just because I haven't played every game on Earth. But pretty close. So hopefully you guys enjoyed and you got a little insight on some of the categories and games you can expect on the 10th. More than likely, if I can swing it, I will stream that, but I also will probably be playing Cyberpunk, so we'll see. We might stream watching the Game Awards. They used to be so cringe and like like pain to watch, so it was enjoyable. Like you tune in to see the train wreck kind of a thing. But the last like 3 years, they've been really good, and they're just improving as an awards show as gaming becomes more, recognizable, and so they've improved quite a lot. So that said, I might end up not watching it or doing it live or whatever, but who knows? One way or the other, I should be live on the 10th or 11th or 12th there because of Cyberpunk. So look forward to that and look forward to the Game Awards. If you see some games you like, make sure you vote for them. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. How's that, babe? Just slapping, huh?
I can't believe you fucking voted for fucking